sticky.
Don't group me. You said we get sticky. No, you get sticky.
No, you get sticky. Most of the time you're sticky too. We both get sticky.
I like something left in my mouth.
What's lingering?
Nothing funky.
Yeah.
Except Levi.
Ooh. It does have a nice body in my mouth.
Speak for yourself. Like tiny little bodies.
Tiny little bodies. And, which I like, it's sticky. Do you have anything lingering?
Now I'm left with naming it Unexpected Art.
So you're saying Isaac is smarter than us?
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
I'm Janet.
I'm Jason.
We're
Gumbo Mud. We're here
for dark beer.
And today we have from one of our favorite breweries, actually.
This is a collab between Untitled Art and Voodoo Brewing.
Voodoo. You know why I think they call it voodoo?
Tell me.
They're like really close to Lake Erie. Ooh. They are. They're close to Lake Erie. I don't know why they call it voodoo, but
That's funny.
Lake Erie, yeah. They're really close to Lake Erie.
When I hear voodoo,
Pennsylvania, yeah.
You will have no idea what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
But there's like a salt and pepper song that's like, the voodoo that she do, something like, it's like the shoop song. Make you wanna, the voodoo that she do, make you wanna shoop, shoop, shoop.
No, I haven't heard that.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
When she do, this is it. When she do, the voodoo that she do makes you wanna shoop, 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 shoop-a-doo, shoop.
Chupa-doo. Oh, I've heard that song. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that could be it.
I like that part.
Yeah, that might be it. It could be that. I mean, it's northern Pennsylvania, so I don't know, but
A lot of funky stuff going on
a lot
there.
of funky stuff. Could be both, So
Anyway, it's an Imperial Stout coming in with a 12%
12%. Man, like we went crazy one day at San Diego Wine and Beer for Untitled Art. And we've been saving a lot of these cans to review. Mm-hmm. And Untitled Art is one of our favorite breweries.
Yes.
They're just crazy. They always do 12%, which is amazing. And it's always vague. It's just an Imperial Stout. It's not named nothing else. So if they do another collab with Voodoo, another stout, like they have to call it something else. Like it's not called anything but Imperial Stout by Voodoo. So it's kind of vague, which I like, but I also, would like a little more. There's nothing else. There's no other explanation on it. Right. It's just a Voodoo. It's just an Imperial Stout.
Right.
We don't know if it's chocolate. We don't know if it's coffee. Like we don't know anything. It's just Imperial Stout.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Yes.
But that's part of Untitled Art. But Untitled Art is one of our favorite breweries.
Right. So. They're always vague. I think they kind of want to, this is a little weird, they want to be more well known for the artwork on their can.
That and collab.
Yeah.
And collab, because they collab with everyone.
They're particular with who they collaborate with.
Yeah.
But so this can is designed by Teresa Navarro, I believe it is.
Okay.
Navajo. I apologize, Teresa Navajo.
Teresa Navajo.
But they have like a handful of artists on their websites that they kind of go to for their artwork. And that's what they're known for. Yeah,
it's crazy. So, Untitled Art, have you watched our channel before? Out of Waunakee, Wisconsin. And they're all about bringing new drink concepts and styles and showcasing, obviously, artwork from different artists. So, I love how vague they are, but I also would like a little more explanation.
Yeah.
But we've had a couple Untitled Arts beers before, and they're just so good that anytime we see them, we just grab them. So we've been having this can for a while. We just can't wait to try it. Yeah, you kind of know, again, like if you've had several, you trust that you're going to get a quality beer, and it's going to, The most flavorful beer we've probably had from any brewery ever. Like everything is just so flavorful. Yes. Yeah, well said. I agree. Yeah. So the founder of Octopi is Isaac Showaki. Which they brew Untitled Art. Right. If you don't know, it's kind of weird the way they do it, but Octopi brews Untitled Art. It's basically the same company, And he teamed up with my friend from the Midwest. This is Levi
Funky Cole Medina.
Levi Funk. Don't you love that?
Levi Funk.
Levi
yeah,
Funk.
like that name is destined for big things.
Maybe he did get the voodoo name from.
Yeah.
From the
Funk Master.
Yeah, exactly.
Levi.
Yeah.
So together they launched Untitled Art Brewing beer brand, and they kind of they both were fighting against franchise laws in the state of Wisconsin and probably elsewhere. So
well, Milwaukee's best, and like all these breweries there in Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Isn't it, or Pabst?
I think Pabst is there too, and you have to fight those laws and stuff. So, so Voodoo Brewing's based out of Meadville, Pennsylvania, which we talked earlier is right there close to Lake Erie. It's kind of in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Kind of equal distance to get there, but it's close to Lake Erie. And they actually have 8 locations and a new one coming soon. I wonder where that's going to be. San Diego, maybe?
Let's hope. I don't think they're going that far.
Yeah, 8 locations all in Pennsylvania. So they're kind of staying in Pennsylvania, yeah.
So their first brew pub was in Meadville, and that launched in 2012.
Which is
good. So they've been on the scene for
8
a while now.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, it's a good run.
Yeah, and in 2016, they transitioned to an employee stock ownership, which here in San Diego, Modern Times is like that. They have the guy who started it, I forget his name, owns it, but he lets the employees actually invest and own part of the company.
Yeah.
And they've just blown up. Like Modern Times is just everywhere here in California and Oregon and everywhere. So I think it's a good model, not only for beer, but for a lot of businesses, employee owned.
I totally do.
But especially, people are so passionate about beer like we are, like it's great, I think. So, So that happened in 2016, 4 years ago.
And fast forward to 2018, they launched the Voodoo franchise group, which allowed people from all over the world to own and operate their own brew pub. And
wow, like a McDonald's almost.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, franchising is the way to go. You have the franchisor, and then the franchisees are underneath you.
Right.
And it's usually pretty strict with following the guidelines set forth by the franchisor.
Of course, there's rules.
But they give you they do the build out of the facility, so they kind of want them all to look cohesive.
Yeah.
You can be a little unique, but the build out is pretty much cohesive. So you have that like branding and that stamp that they're all symmetrical.
Yeah.
They train the staff. They train you on the point of sale software, inventory, marketing, sales, everything.
How to run the business basically, just like a franchisee.
And I have experience in this. I won't go into it, but I know a lot about this. And like pretty much the success of each franchisee it really weighs heavy on the franchisor and how well they're prepared and trained and ready to basically open. And as long as you really spend sufficient time, then and location is prime, then you have a recipe for success.
Yeah, anyone that collaborates with Untitled Art, I'm interested in trying their beers. Like here in San Diego, we don't get many beers from Pennsylvania, but I would love to try some beers from Voodoo, just from this model and what they're doing with employee owned and how they're franchising. It'd be interesting to get some of their, just their beers without collaborating with anyone to try. So so that's a little bit about the breweries. Untitled Art, you can obviously look at some of our other videos. I think we've done 2 Untitled Arts now. This is our 3rd. We just love Untitled Art. So and also they collab. So every time we've reviewed one of their beers, it's a collab with another brewery, which we love. So we get to bring light on that brewery, and we've never had a brewery from Pennsylvania yet, which is great. So
here we go.
You ready to try?
Ready.
God, we've been wanting to try this one for a long time, right?
So excited.
I know. Yeah. So I'll let you pour this one.
Right.
Yeah, Voodoo. It's funny because There's actually Left Coast has a Voodoo Stout here out of San Clemente, California. If you guys have ever had that, which is really good. So when I first saw Voodoo, I was like, interesting. But I had never heard of Voodoo Brewing out of Pennsylvania. And
looks good.
Yeah, and I have never had any beers from any breweries from Pennsylvania. So, yeah.
I don't think that I have either.
Right? We might have, but we just, haven't. I don't think we have, right?
We have some East Coast Instagram friends, but I'm not real sure about having an actual brew out of Pennsylvania.
Right, and the artwork's kind of interesting too. Like you know, yeah, it's always interesting. So for appearance, looked really dark. I mean, it's a 12%. It should be dark at 12%. The carbonation and the head was good at first, but then it just dissipated really quick, right? Like, look, it's
one of those.
It's one of those, like you said, it looks like a cola, right? Looks like a Coke or something. It's just fizzed out really quick. A lot of carbonation, just fizzy. It looks like a Coke.
Yeah. So
right? Except for the dark head a little bit, the little pinky fingernail head. It's not even a finger. Yeah.
So the head on mine is pretty much gone. Just like the slightest rim around the edge.
Right.
I do see like a pretty significant oily top.
Yes.
Like very reflective because it's so oily.
Right.
A little bit of carbonation, very little, but
once it fizzes out, it starts off with a lot.
Yeah. The body itself is pretty dark, not honestly as dark as I would expect.
And thick, right? It's not thick. It kind of looks dark, but it's thin. Don't you think?
Yeah. I'm going to start off with a 4.
Are you?
Just a little bit unexpected.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I don't think I can go to a 4 because it was dark, which you expect from a 12. But it doesn't look thick like a 12. And a lot of, the Untitled Arts beers we've had before, or even 12% beers, are thicker. This looks thin. It doesn't look thick, even though it's dark. It doesn't look thick like a 12%. There's no head at all, and there's no lacing. It literally looks like a Coke.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for appearance. I'm only going to a 3.5.
Okay.
It's above average, but it doesn't remind me of a good, thick 12% beer with a nice head, lacing and everything. I'm really surprised.
It's okay.
It is a little brown.
I know.
But there's not much.
That too.
Right?
When you roll it, you're getting like the brown coating.
Right.
Which, yeah.
But there's not much else. So what about aroma?
Not your typical Untitled here.
Really?
It's very vague. Like usually you're just smacked in the face with aroma.
But it's an Imperial Stout. They're vague with the title. It's just an Imperial Stout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is your basic Imperial Stout, starting off with dark fruit.
It's not too strong for dark fruit for me.
No.
Just a tiny bit.
Sweetness, brown sugar.
Yeah, just not much.
Yeah, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of dark chocolate, but for me, dark fruit and brown sugar.
Okay. So what do you give?
I like it.
Aroma.
I'm dark fruit friendly, so
which I'm not,
you're not.
At all.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
I don't love it,
right?
But I'm good with it.
Okay. I'm gonna give it middle of the road 3 because I actually don't get much dark fruit. I get a tiny bit, but not much. I'm just not getting anything. It's just a nice, clean,
just a dark beer.
Dark beer, Imperial Stout. Not even Imperial. It's just like a stout. It's like, I don't smell much. It doesn't smell bad, but it doesn't smell like nothing. It's just kind of like, okay, it's a dark beer. It's like there's not much to it. Which for us, for Untitled Art,
I know. That's what I said. Very unexpected.
Unexpected. So what about taste? Let's go. Let's give it the taste. Hopefully it's not dark fruit.
Guys.
Hopefully it's not dark fruit. But I don't mind the aroma at all. It's good. It's just not much of it. So middle of the road. Should be good.
It's pretty spot on with the aroma.
So really just like a good Imperial Stout. Not.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Despite the
dark
way
fruit?
It poured, very little.
Okay. Good.
Very little.
So do you like the aroma?
Despite the way it poured, it's got lots of carbonation. It looks pretty. It looks like a flat beer, a flat cola.
Yeah.
Lots of carbonation, like just the right amount. But it's just a solid. To me, this would be a solid beer to tinker with and make it a flavored
So like
stout.
a base. I know when we first poured it, it had a lot of carbonation, but then it dissipated really quick.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm getting is the dark fruit.
Oh, you are?
But it's just vague. It's very vague. So I don't mind it. Like, you get it a little bit and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get to the finish. I'm getting some kind of coffee. The aftertaste is like, we're going to get to that, but I'm getting some kind of coffee flavor, which I like. But as far as the flavor, it tastes like just like a great base beer.
Yeah.
And it has a tiny bit of dark fruit that goes away really quick. Which I wish it was just, instead of dark fruit, I wish it was sweet, which would be nice. But it's a really good beer. It's just, there's not much to it.
Yeah.
For Untitled Art, which is so flavorful, every one we've had, there's not much flavor to it. It's just like a good base.
I agree.
So what are you going to give the taste?
Yeah, I'm going to go down a little bit on taste. I was actually, again, going off of my my experience with Untitled Art.
Yeah.
To me,
yes.
They always almost over deliver.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, they're amazing. They're just crazy good.
You get this expectation, and it's always like so much more.
Yeah.
This one falls short. I do enjoy the taste. It's just pretty like just standard. Like this.
Yeah.
This is nothing I would really tell anyone about or recommend, or it's just.
Yeah.
It's just a really middle of the road, but good, enjoyable beer. So I am rating it a 3 out of 5.
3? I actually gave it a 3.5. I get a little above average because it tastes really good. There's just not much to it. It's a really good base. I get the dark fruit just for like a second, and then it goes away, which is crazy.
It's good for you.
And then after that, I get a nice taste. And I think the 12%, which we always like, the 12% leaves a little coating. Like you can taste like, yeah, it's a little coating to it. But it actually has a good taste. It's just kind of, just like you said, kind of standard. Like just kind of, it's not taking you anywhere. It's just kind of like, well, we're just driving down the road. Like, yeah, it's good beer. It just doesn't elevate.
Doesn't move you.
Doesn't move me. Right, exactly. So what about texture? 12%.
Yeah, it's definitely, the texture is not cohesive with a 12% ABV.
No.
I don't mind the texture, but it does not correlate to a 12%, like not even close. I would say this is really probably nowhere upwards of an 8 or 9%. I don't know if I would even go above 8.
That was what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
That's light.
Again, it's fine. I'm okay with it, but I don't think it's true to a 12% ABV. So I'm going to give it a 3 on texture.
Exactly what I wrote down.
I don't mind it, but for this beer and what it's supposed to be, it doesn't quite measure up.
I almost want to give it less because it's not a 12 at all on texture, but it does have a tiny little body. Like you said, I think it's an 8.
I like tiny little bodies.
Tiny little bodies, yeah. I think it's an 8 at most, but it does have good flavor, and it does have a nice body in my mouth. It does. It has a nice little texture in my mouth. It does. So I kind of want to go lower, but it does have a nice little body for what it is. I don't think it's a 12. I think it's an 8. I don't know why you're laughing either. So
I keep thinking like a
tiny little body.
Cute girl with a tiny little body.
I like that. So I can give it a 3 in the middle of the road. Right? Yeah, I give it a 3. So what about finish?
On to the finish. This one, a little bit torn on the finish. Like, I like it, but I'm not left with a whole lot. It's a clean, dry finish, which I like, but I like lingering flavors, and I like something left in my mouth. That sounds horrible.
Do you have anything lingering? What's lingering?
No.
Because I do.
No, I really don't.
You don't? Okay.
No, so, on this one, Untitled Art, like I said in the beginning, always delivers to me.
Yeah.
now I'm left with naming it Unexpected Art because this is completely unexpected and like the flavors that they always just, deliver in every way are just lacking in this one. But again, I think it's a great base. It's a clean, dry, nothing funky.
Yeah.
Except Levi. You're still funky. You're still funky, Levi.
Yeah.
So I like the finish. Despite it being unflavorful, I like the clean, dry finish. So I'm going with a 4.
So am I. That's funny. I actually like the finish of this beer. I do get a lingering finish. I'm getting...
Of what?
I'm getting kind of some brown sugar. I'm getting something that even as it warms, the dry fruit's gone. I'm not getting no dry fruit on the finish. I'm getting like a kind of sweet coffee, maybe toffee, something.
That's good.
With a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, well, that's good. And
it lingers a little bit. It's actually nice, which I'm very surprised because when we first popped the can, it was actually really cold. I got that little bit of dry fruit. And then it went away quick. So I was like, it's okay. At least it goes away quick and it has good flavors. But the finish, when we were doing taste, you could tell, I was like, whoa, there's like some coffee or there's something on the finish for my palate. So I'm getting some kind of brown sugar, some kind of toffee on the finish, and which I like. It's sticky. At 12%, we get sticky. Like it's a sticky bit. It's like it's
Don't group me. You said we get sticky. No, you get sticky.
No, you get sticky. Most of the time you're sticky too. We both get sticky.
Speak for yourself.
But I like the finish of this beer. I do. So I gave it a 4 because I really like it. Like, I'm surprised that from the little bit of dry fruit you get, it just goes away. But the finish is good. I like the finish. I just wish they went in a certain direction with this beer because it's such a great beer, such a base.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Like add cookies and cream to it. Add coffee or add something to it that takes the flavor to a certain direction and it's not going anywhere.
They've got mad variations of their stout, so they did go in.
But they should have with this one. Like this is just a base, good, great stout. But you want some direction. You want to go, okay, this is coffee, or this is chocolate, or this is some molasses,
not
something.
Everybody. There's a lot of kind of boring people.
Well, it's not a boring beer. It's a great beer.
Right to say, but
it just doesn't go anywhere.
I call them vanilla people. They're just they're very vanilla. Like they do. The same stuff every day. They eat the same stuff every day. They're very routine, which I am. Yeah. I'm a lot of those things. I'm
me too.
I'm not pissing on those people. I'm extremely routine and regimen and but I'm open to other things. This one is just, it is what it is. But it's a solid.
It's a good beer.
Good beer. Yeah,
it tastes really good. I would only have one of these, then I'd want to go, okay, I want a coffee beer or I want a chocolate beer. Where I wish this had some identity. It doesn't have an identity. Yes. It's just a good stout that doesn't have an identity. I wish it did because it's such a good beer.
Yes.
I wish it would go away from the dark fruit and go towards maybe coffee or chocolate or something, or a donut or something. Something like that. But anyway, it's such a great beer. So Janet, what do you give Untitled Art and Voodoo Brewing Imperial Stout?
It's total. A mouthful.
I know. What do you give the total?
I give the Imperial Stout a 3.6 out of 5.0. Overall, just a great, solid beer.
I'm done.
Yeah, he's done.
It's a good beer.
And I think you actually hit it on the head when you said, had they taken it in a direction,
any direction,
whether it's cookies and cream, chocolate, coffee, donut. I almost think it's as soon as you said donut, I was like, maybe this beer is meant to complement. Like if you're having a donut, you have a pretty straightforward beer.
Right.
You don't want a flavored beer when your flavor's in the donut.
It could be, a cupcake, a brownie.
Right. When your flavor is in what you're eating, you want
perfect.
You want a beer that complements it versus the flavors being in the beer. So
you're saying Isaac is smarter than us?
Yeah. Isaac and Levi.
Levi Funk? Yes. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, this would be a great beer to complement any of those things.
Exactly.
Ice cream.
Almost like anything. Enhancing the flavors of what you're eating.
Yes.
You and I both, when we have a dark beer, pretty much any dark beer, we both love dark chocolate.
Yes.
So it kind of just enhances.
Enhances, yeah.
So I think this is one of those.
Right, because it can be too much. Right, you eat dark chocolate and you drink a dark chocolate beer. It's like almost too much. Right. Where this just complements something.
I think this is one of those.
I think that's a great analogy, and I think that's a perfect point. That with this beer, maybe you do serve it with a chocolate cake at a birthday party, yes, or a brownie or something like that. Mm-hmm. That just complements it and doesn't take it over the edge where it's too sweet.
Yes.
Right?
I totally think so.
Yeah.
Because it's
it's a good.
It really is. We're just, again, having many Untitled Arts under our belt. Yeah. We're used to, like, they are so full of flavor. Like, yes, to me, Untitled Art is synonymous with flavor.
Yes, yeah.
So to have this beer that's, like, under the radar and not so flavorful.
Yeah. And most of the time we drink beers after we've eaten. We don't drink them with things. We might have a piece of chocolate or chocolate almond or something like that. But
or something I baked.
Or something you bake. But we usually just open a beer and just drink it, where this is meant, I think, like you said, to complement.
Totally.
At the same time that you're eating something.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great beer. I gave it a 3.4. But that's just on its own. Like you mm-hmm. said, if we had a piece of chocolate cake with it at a party and you passed around this beer with the chocolate cake, it'd be perfect.
Yeah. It'd
be so good. Yes. So I think this is, like you said, it's a complimentary beer. Mm-hmm. That's what you want to use this beer for.
Yes.
Which is great. So Gumbo Mud review is a 3.5. So, well, it's above average. I think it's a great beer. I think the low score for us is that it's just kind of middle of the road. It's mm-hmm. not. It doesn't go in any direction, which, as we just pointed out, could be really good if you complement it with a certain food, maybe even with a steak, right, with pork chops, with something where you just want to enhance the flavor. You don't want the flavors to kind of butt heads, right?
Yes.
Or take it over the top where it's too much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You being a baker, you would know this.
No, yeah, I think that this beer is a home run to do just that. Like, this is a beer to enhance flavor. So anything you might use, anything chocolatey, obviously it's going to bring out. I think really anything, almost not anything sweet, but most things in the sweet category, it's going to enhance. Yeah. And then anything that meat-wise that you would pair with maybe a dark wine, a dark beer, would be a great substitute.
Would be perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think looking at it from that perspective, this beer is amazing in that way that it will complement a lot of different things you bake or cook or. Yeah. But if not pairing, it still really is. It's a great solid beer. It's just not super flavorful. Right. It doesn't go in any direction, really. It's just kind of just a good base. Yes. Stout. Yeah. It's good, though. I would have it again for sure. Oh, God, yeah. I would, too. Yeah. If we find it again, we're going to buy it because it's a good beer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, Gumbo Mud reviews at 3.5 for Untitled Art and Voodoo Brewing out of Pennsylvania, which we want to try to get some beers from them. So, I really want to try a lot of their beers. They have 8 locations. They have a new one coming, which will be interesting where if it's out of Pennsylvania, if it's somewhere out west, they're franchising, so you never know where they might be close to us here in San Diego, but hopefully. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this review of Imperial Stout. Thank you. Thank you. We are on Instagram. It is Gumbo Mud, Gumbo MUDD. Yeah, for the video releases of all the beers we review, and click the like and share button to share with everyone you know, and even people you don't know, just share it. Yeah, and click the subscribe button for more dark beer reviews. Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.